due to a work schedule that is constantly changing, I have to play with myself a lot. I don't get to see my friends that much. I don't get to see my wife that much. So I'm just playing with myself constantly. I'm playing with myself in the car, when I'm home alone, when I'm at work and there's downtime. I'm playing with myself a ton. That's why most of the games behind me have some form of a solo variant. And so that is why today I am doing my top 10 current solo games. At number 10, let's go fishing with New Bedford. Now, right off the bat, I know some people have some issues with this game because it involves whaling. That's why on the box it says historical whaling and town building game. You do go whaling, but at the same time, it can teach you that overfishing will depopulate the ocean and you will have nothing left. So if you in this game, you go out and just fish, whale the entire time. End of the game, you may not be able to catch anything and you're not going to get any points. So you have to do other things throughout the game. Yeah, I know. They're trying, okay? They're trying. But I like this game, not for the whaling, but a lot of it's because of the city building. Look at the tiles in the game. They are so nice. Lovely qualities. You have different types of towns. You can buy them, different resources. Look at the beautiful resources. You're going to have 12 turns to build things around the town, build up your ship, go out fishing, try and get as much money as you can. At its core, this is a worker placement, pick up and deliver game. You're going to get resources, money, all the stuff you need. And the solo component are boards with captains on them. And you're going to move around the rondel with the dice roll. And they're going to do things to try to get in your way and also just get as many points as they can. If you get the expansion, you get a different board so you can have more options. Also, the components are great. Even look at the components. You have cookies, you have wood, you have bricks, you have nice money. All the components feel great in your hand while you're running around. Even inside of the bag, the whales, when you're trying to pick them out, it's just a feel upon feels in your hand. Also, this was the first game I ever bought at a convention. I won a tournament, got booth credit, and this is one of the 3 games that I picked up. It has stayed in my collection. I just can't give it up. It doesn't get played as much as I would like, but it does have a great feel, and that's why New Bedford will come in at number 10. Speaking of the 2016 Gen Con, the reason I got the last game is because I won the World Series of Bottom of the Ninth that year. This is one of my longest standing games, Bottom of the Ninth. I have had this for years. You are in the bottom of the ninth. You are either trying to strike out the side or you're trying to get a run across the plate to score to win the game. In the solo game, you're gonna have your 2 little tiles. You're gonna decide it's an inside, outside, high and away, and then you're gonna flip a card and that'll decide what the pitch was thrown. You'll have dice rolls, you have players that'll change the stats of the rolls that you have. It is a fun little game. Some people say it can get predictable with the turning of the cards. I don't care. I mean, you're gonna have difficulties throughout the game. You're gonna have to decide pitches going up and down. Do you wanna take a ball now? Do you wanna take a strike? Do you wanna change things up? I mean, it's a fun little game. Baseball cards. The cards look like baseball cards. I've done a couple videos on it. This has been one of my favorite games throughout my entire time playing board games. Number 9, Bottom of the Ninth. I have a total love-hate relationship with number 8. It is Ark Nova. I don't know what it is about this game. It drives me crazy. I can never do well. Either I win by the skin of my teeth or I lose by like a negative 100 or something. This game gets in my head and lives rent-free. The whole concept is you're trying to build a zoo. You're trying to build a zoo. The game has 2 main components of scoring in this game. First one is people who come to your park and want to visit it, get that up as far as you can, but also you have to worry about conservationism. A lot of people compare this game to Terraforming Mars, and I'm gonna say that is not a fair comparison. To me, this game is more like Eldritch Horror. You can see what the game is wanting you to do, and that is your goal to get to the end of this game, but guess what? It's not gonna let you do it. The cards you get in your hand have nothing to do with anything that is out there. It is going to punch you in the face, and you're gonna have to sit there and go, how do I fix this? And half the time, it does not want you to fix it. You're never gonna get what you're looking for. But somehow, you have to work your way through it and get to the end. Sure, there are tile sections where you're putting things down that make it like Terraforming Mars. But I have played games of Eldritch Horror where I've had a more concise plan to start the game that failed horribly, that was easier than this. This is why Ark Nova lives in my head. This game wants to get in your head and say, no, you are not playing the game you want to play. We're going to tell you what you're going to play. And forget what you want to do, because it's not going to work. This is the only way you could win. Yet, that is why it's at number 8. I continue want to do this, and I am looking at it on the table right now, and I would really like to play this, but I have to get to finish this video. Look how small and tiny number 7 is. It is Hostage Negotiator. Look at this little tiny box. Oh, I can throw it in my bag. I can go wherever I need to. Oh, wait, what's that? I now have everything ever for Hostage Negotiator. That's why this game is at number 7. This entire game is you are playing as a hostage negotiator. I should warn people at this point in time, trigger warning. There are police and violence in this game, so skip ahead a couple seconds, maybe a minute. We'll get back into other games if you have a problem with that. But I'm gonna explain why I like this game. Yes, you are playing as a hostage negotiator. Yes, you're trying to keep people from dying from a crazy person. It feels like such an action movie where it just separates my brain from what's going on in the game to what could be happening in reality. That's why I really like this game. Again, this is another game where I have lost on turn 3. It can be brutal. There's a clown in the game. If you have to play against a clown, that is a struggle for about a half an hour. You're coming out sweating and it is tough. There's card plays, there's dice rolling. You roll bad. You have to re-strategize for the next 3 or 4 rounds based on that bad roll. Somebody's gonna hang up on you. Then your whole entire turn is finished. You have to restart the next round. You make the person angry. It moves the meter up. So you no longer have as many dice as you had before. So next round, you have to think differently. That's why I like this game. I have played it so much. This is like my 3rd most game played. It is a complete solo game. So that means I have played with myself more on this game than probably any other game in my collection. There's so much variability. There's like 20 different abductors in the game if you buy everything. Sometimes it gets a little difficult to play because you just don't want to lose that bad. But when it comes out to the table and I want to play it, I'm always going to have a good time. Hostage Negotiator. Oh, let's go for a complete change of pace, shall we? Black Sonata, based in the era of William Shakespeare. That is a horrible accent. I am leaving it in. In Black Sonata, Shakespeare has a secret lover. Ooh, a secret lover? Oh, we must find the dark lover. Figure out who she is. You got to follow her through the town and figure out where she is. And then you'll get cards to decide what is the option. All right, enough of that weird voice. All right, in Black Sonata, yeah, you're gonna be building a deck. And that is how you're gonna track where the Dark Lady is in the game. If you land on her spot, figure out where she is, you're gonna flip it over. There's this really cool mechanism where you see a little face on it and you're like, I found her! And then you're gonna get a clue card, and that's gonna help you try and figure out who the Dark Lady is. It is a fun little game. I still don't quite understand how everything works so well. Somebody spent a lot of time making this. This is the 2nd complete solo game on the list, and I love Black Sonata. I love searching around the city, finding out where she is, getting the little clue cards, trying to figure it out. But I have horrible, horrible problems ever guessing who the actual lady is. For some strange reason, my brain does not want to ever pick the 3 proper colors, and I lose more often than not. But that should be the testament of this game. I lose a whole bunch, but I love playing Black Sonata. At number 5, we've got a combo of games. Fleet Dice and 3 Sisters. They are both by the same 2 designers. These guys are really cool dudes, but my board game group does not like roll and writes. Make it a loaded roll and write? Oh no, it's never gonna reach the table. There have been many jokes about me carrying these in my work bags and going to game night when I can go, and knowing they will never reach the table. So these guys are played solo a ton. You're basically rolling dice, trying to make combinations throughout the game. Fleet, you're catching fish. 3 Sisters, you are planting and growing gardens and getting fruit and bees. But they are both very similar. You're gonna roll the dice, pick one, color in a little spot, gain bonuses, then that may lead to another bonus, and then maybe another bonus, and then another bonus, and then another bonus. You are doing nothing but combo hunting for this entire game. Fortunately, unfortunately for me, I had a massive arm injury where I had to have my bicep reattached and both tendons in my elbow scraped. I couldn't do much. I can't play Ark Nova in that condition. I can roll dice and kind of mark with my offhand. I played these a ton. Also, when I had to work overnights, I have a lot of downtime. I would have one of these games set to the side. When I would have downtime, roll the dice, do a round, do a little bit of work, roll the dice, do a round. These games kept me concentrated. They helped me through my injuries. That's why these two games are number 5 on the list together. Yo ho, a sailing life's for me. Maracaibo is my number 4 game. Why? Because I like sailing and pirating and everything in this game. It has a rondel. I enjoy saying rondel. Rondel, rondel, rondel. I don't know who Rondell is, but there's a Rondell in the game. The whole game is you're going around the circle in the Caribbean, trying to drop goods off, trying to get people to work on your ship, maybe having a battle, maybe exploring areas, maybe trying to conquer lands for European settlements. Don't worry, they have an expansion that changes that. Also, there is a story mode. I enjoy the story mode the best. I've had this game out on my table for days on end. My wife actually got mad at me because the game was on my game table for way too long. She thought it was just sitting there not doing anything. She didn't realize I had already played 3 games since the last time she realized it was out. That's why I love this game. You're sailing around, dropping off goods, causing havoc wherever. It is a fun little time. Maracaibo, story mode makes it wonderful. Great solo for story mode. Number 4, sailing. Number 3 is for the birds, because literally it is about birds. Wingspan. Yes, there are people who have problems with this game. I don't care because I like it. The whole concept is you're going out looking for birds. I think the cards are pretty. I think the game is fun. You can make combos. You're building engines. Guess what? I like building engines in games. That's why it's on this list. I love reading the facts. I love seeing the pretty birds. I like getting eggs. I like thinking I can eat the eggs. And then I like trying to accidentally eat the eggs and then actually eating the eggs and then having my wife have to give me the Heimlich maneuver because she has no clue what I'm doing at the table. Next thing you know, she sees I'm choking. True story. With a lot of board games that have solo modes, sure, there's an AI component and it's there, but it's just not really bothering you. It's like, oh, I just can't go to that one space this time. I feel like with Wingspan and most of Stonemaier, they are actually getting in your way and they're scoring points. And so you can see that they have a bunch of birds. Oh, wow, they've got a lot more points than you. You've got to figure a way to get more points than them. Also, I have this on my Switch. I have this on my phone. I have it on my Switch. I have it on my phone. I'm playing it so much, I've stopped recording most of the time when I play on my phone or on the Switch because I have so many plays. It's just a fun game where I can just play out birds, look at them, listen to the calls, listen to the facts. Fun game. Pretty birds. Number 3, Wingspan. Number 2 is in my top 2 of most played games of all time. It is Terraforming Mars. I mentioned it earlier with Ark Nova. That is part of the reason why I brought Ark Nova is because someone said it sounded like Terraforming Mars. With Terraforming Mars, you are trying to build Mars into a livable place. You have either 12 turns or 14 turns, depending on the style of play you want to use. With Terraforming Mars, you're throwing oceans out there, you're getting lands, cities. You're just trying to build the best engine you can with what has been given to you to try and finish the job. I have always loved engine building games. They are my favorite kind of games. I just like trying to create something and just see it slowly start working. Wheels start moving, and then by the end of the game, it's just clicking and rolling. And when you get that win in an engine building game like this, it feels great. Also, I have it on my laptop on Steam. I have played that so many times that I have stopped recording those games as well. That's why right now at number 2, Terraforming Mars. The current number 1 on my list is Architects for the West Kingdom. I like the West Kingdom series. I have Viscounts behind me. I've not played Paladins, but I kind of want to have that one too so I can have all 3 sets. But I like Architect the best. The entire game is you're trying to build little buildings and win favor of everybody around you and win and score more points. You can hire workers. You can even go around grabbing other people's meeples and throwing them in your jail and then throwing them in the other jail and getting money for it. The Autonoma is pretty good on this one as well. It is scoring points along the way, so you can see where you're going. Both expansions in this game will work out really well. Wonders seems to be the best one for solo play. It adds a little bit more and makes the Autonoma focus a little bit more instead of just kind of randomly going around. When I'm sitting at home, kind of bored out of my head, not making videos, not working, this game kind of gets in my head a little bit. I'm like, I didn't do very well last time. I wonder if I could play it again. I always see it on my shelf. It's kind of in the middle. I put it in a spot where it's not really the most visible, but my eye always goes straight to it. So, and that's why Architect of the West Kingdom is my number one currently. Now, I said I have a lot of games. Right now, I'm gonna throw up a 10 honorable mentions that could have made this list, but didn't quite make it. Guess what? Did you miss it? It's YouTube. You can go back and pause it and see what's on the list. It's not that hard. Out of those 20 games that I've just mentioned, which ones would be in your list? Do the comment thing, button smashing. I still don't get the YouTube stuff half the time. People keep telling me, I need to say things. I don't care. Just let me know you like me. I need validation. Tell me you like me. I'm alone. I am so alone. Please, somebody like me. Tell me that you like me, please. I need friends. I think that was a bit creepy.